Good day, my wonderful and amiable listeners. I bring to you yet another news. The news headline: Malami makes a U-turn, says no evidence Kyari laundered money. The news in full. Abba Kyari, an Attorney General of the Federation and Minister of Justice, Mr. Abubakar Malami's son, there are strong indications that the Attorney General of the Federation and Minister of Justice, Abubakar Malami's son, may be plotting to save the former commander of Police Intelligence Response Team, Abba Kyari, from facing criminal prosecution for alleged money laundering. Weeks after directing the police to probe him for allegedly receiving 33 proceeds of crime, stating that a case of money laundering has been established against Kyari, the Justice Minister, in a new legal advice, said there is no evidence to show that money was laundered by the senior police officer. Abba Kyari, a Deputy Commissioner of Police who is wanted in the United States for alleged involvement of $1.1 million scam carried out by a notorious internet scammer, Ramon Abbas, aka Hush Puppy, was suspended by the police last July. He is also facing 8 counts of conspiracy, obstruction, and dealing in cocaine and other related offences at the Federal High Court in Abuja. The other defendants in charge, marked FHC ABG 57-2022, are 4 members of the IRT: Sunday Ubia, Bawa James, Simeon Agirigba, and John Uho. 2 other suspects arrested at the Akamu Ibiam International Airport in Enugu, Chukwubunu Patrick Umebi and Emeka Alofilos Ezewane, were also listed as defendants. Sequel to the report of the Special Investigation Panel, which probed Abba Kyari alleged link to Hush Puppy, the AGF affirmed in January that the investigation carried out by the police indicted the former RIT commander for money laundering. Malami, in a legal advice, therefore directed the Inspector General of Police, Usman Baba, to carry out further investigation, noting that a prima facie case of money laundering has been established against the DCP. He also said the force should intensify investigation into 33 crime proceeds received by the ex-RIT commander. Our correspondent had exclusively reported that police investigation revealed how the international scammers led by Hush Puppy paid $235,120,000 to Abba Kyari's younger brother. The police report also said Abba Kyari equally funneled 44 million naira into his siblings' bank account in multiple transactions. The police report also said the AGF legal advice read in part that there exists prima facie case of conspiracy, collaboration, receipt, conversion, transfer, or retention of proceeds of unlawful activities contrary to provision of Section 15, 17, and 18 of Money Laundering Prohibition Act 2004 and Section 17 of the Economic and Financial Crime Commission Establishment Act, Cap.E, Law of the Federation of Nigeria 2004, against DCP Abba Kyari and other suspects in view and overwhelming evidence showing the nature as his disguised transaction activities with Abbas, Hush Puppy, Efe Martins, Usman Ibrahim Waziri, Sikiru Adekoya, Hussein Allah, Sharon Festus, who are all confirmed members of the International Internet Fraud Network. Although the facts and circumstances of these cases as contained in the case file are suggestive to money laundering offences against DCP Abba Kyari and his accomplice named Abbas Hush Puppy, Efe Martins, Usman Ibrahim Waziri, Sikiru Adekoya, Uzaini Allah, and Sharon Festus, to successfully prosecute them, there is a need for a more thorough dissecting and tracing of suspected 33 proceeds of crime received by DCP Abba Kyari, directly or indirectly through the said accomplice. However, Malami, in his latest advice, contradicted his January directive that Kyari should be probed for money laundering for receiving 33 probes of crime. In a letter dated February 4, 2022, with reference number DPPA LA 81421, the AGF sued to exonerate the embattled senior officer, saying there was no link between Kyari and Hush Puppy gang. According to the letter written on the behalf of AGF by Director of Public Prosecution, Ministry of Justice Mohammed Abubakar, the evidence contained in case diary was not sufficient to indicate or show that the said monies, 279 million naira, were laundered directly or indirectly by Kyari to disguise their origin. The new position of Attorney General was contained in a letter titled Forwarding of the Investigation Report of the Nigerian Police Force Special Investigation Team and request for legal advice with regard to allegation of criminal conspiracy, aiding and abetting internet fraud, wire fraud, identity theft and money laundering against DCP Abba Kyari. The letter addressed to the IG read in part, I am directed to inform you that after a careful study of the said response, wherein you stated that the monies has been traced to Zenith Bank account number 2255416115 belonging to Usman Ibrahim Waziri, Guarantee Trust Bank account number 0130665392 belonging to Adekoya Sikiru, Zenith Bank number account 2080537566 belonging to Izeni Allah, and other funds went on to Sharon Festus. The monies were withdrawn and utilized by the aforementioned account holders and the lady. It is our view that the above response have not linked the suspect DCP Abba Kyari to the offense of money laundering, as the evidence contained in the case diary is not sufficient to indicate or show that the monies were laundered directly into or indirectly by Abba Kyari to disguise their origin, more so that the aforementioned recipient or receivers exonerated him in their statement to have nothing to do with the monies. The Justice Minister said the police might wish to exploit the internal disciplinary measures against Kyari through the Police Services Commission for breaching the Code of Conduct for Law Enforcement Officer by hobnobbing with suspected fraudsters and people of questionable means in his capacity as a senior officer and head of the RRT. Malami said Kyari could be sanctioned for violating the social media policy of police, for responding to Federal Bureau of Investigation indictment on Facebook, breaching the police code of professional ethics by accepting complaints and acting on such without resource to establish protocol, and detaining a suspect, Vincent Chibuzo, for over a month without valid court order and regard to his fundamental human rights. The commission had rejected the police investigation on Abba Kyari carried out by SIP led by DIG Joseph Ebubeke. It ordered a fresh one which should be submitted on February 25, despite establishing the fact that a total of 279,120,000 flowed to the young Kyari's bank account at various times from cyber scam syndicate members that the panel failed to invite or interrogate him.